guys, it's Tracy from Two Rocks Tarot. It's been a long time, hasn't it? And today I am doing a video response to the lovely Nina from Shuffle Tarot, and this is called the Witcher Spread, and it's by Empress and Star on Instagram. So go and take a look at that. I'm not on Instagram anymore. I actually deleted my account because not only did I have this break from YouTube, but I decided to take a look at all aspects of my social media, and I decided Instagram was one thing that I could do without. As much as I liked looking at everybody's beautiful photos and things, I just sort of found out that I wasn't actually seeing the people that followed me or who I was following, as all these random things kept on coming up, and it was really, really annoying because I know they've changed their sort of rules and the way they show posts and things like that. So I got rid of my Instagram. The only thing is, it's a bit annoying because I can't actually see everybody's photos. I still used to like to go and see everybody's photos, but every time I do it, they want you to log in and, and I don't want an account anymore. So I'm only keeping YouTube, and the only reason I'm keeping Facebook is because of my business page of Two Rocks Tarot. To have a business page with Facebook, so you have to have a Facebook account, of course, so I can't do that. Anyway, so the deck that I'll be using for this is the Light Seers Tarot. Yes, I bit the bullet, and this deck has really surprised me. I will probably be doing a review on it. Not so much a walkthrough, because another thing I've decided that I'm going to not do anymore is probably walkthroughs. What I'll be doing is that when I get a new deck, I'm going to work with it, and I'm going to describe and review on how it actually works for me and what I've discovered about it. So I'll be doing that. So the Light Seers Tarot is a real surprise, so I won't go too much into it. I've actually edged my deck in blues and greens, and I actually stamped it, so I've used the Distressed ink. This one is Salty Ocean, and the other one is Mown Grass, or Mown, what's it called? Mowed Lawn, sorry. I didn't think that sounded right. So, yeah, and I'll go in about all the, because, everybody knows how much trouble, we've been giving, gotten crap decks and so forth, and the same thing's happened to me, but I'll do that in another review, in my actual review of the deck itself. So, for now, let's get to the spread. So, the first question is what you are seeking right now. So, let's have a look. What am I seeking right now? I've got to say, they shuffle really nice. So what am I seeking right now? Perhaps nothing. It's quite funny because I actually had this deck on my this game on my PlayStation when I first purchased it. I got it for free and I didn't like it, and I swapped it for something else. But I've noticed now they've got it on Netflix, so I might actually have a go at watching it and see what the series is like. I actually swapped that game for The Last of Us, which are absolutely fantastic. The Last of Us 2 is coming out in May, and I cannot wait for that. There we go. So what are you seeking right now? Oh, this is interesting. So I got the 5 of Wands. So I hope you can see that. I've actually got the... Oh, that's probably a bit better. I've actually got the blind opened. It's been so hot here, and you just get sick of having all the blinds shut and everything like that. You feel like a mushroom, so I've opened it up. So the 5 of Wands, what you are seeking right now, and this makes total sense to me because I've been doing a lot of thinking on my break. I've been thinking about my spirituality. I've been thinking about my path that I'm wanting to follow. I have been thinking about absolutely everything, and I haven't really come to a decision. So there's lots of different people on here. There's women, there's men. There's somebody that's reaching up to the flame, and that's exactly what I feel like. I'm searching for my inner light. I'm reaching up to find that elusive illumination on my spiritual path. I mean, I class myself as a pagan, but I think there's been more to it now. So it's not just so much the witchy side. I've noticed my spirituality has become much more earthy, much more pagan again. And I did toy like over 20 years ago with becoming a druid with the Order of Oviatt Bards and Druids over in the Merry UK. But back then I couldn't afford it. It was quite expensive. But that's not really what's calling me, because it's nature based, but it's more of where I'm living, and the Australian environment that I'm living in. And it's quite ironic that we've got this fire there because, you all know, or maybe you don't know, we've had some really, really awful fires here in Australia, and we come very close to losing our house as well. We very much nearly had to get evacuated. There was flames all around us. It was really, really scary. And, it makes you think about what's important to you and what you're doing with your life. And the Australian seasonal wheel, which I'll be going into different types of videos, it's coming up. I've got all these ideas, but I can't say anything until I do it. But needless to say, this actually really speaks to me. It's what I'm searching. Is I'm discarding things, and I'm going back to old ways, but with a new flavour and a new outlook on it, I suppose is the best way to say it. So yeah, that's very appropriate actually. Something good that's on the way to me. Oh, that popped out straight away. Really? The Eight of Swords. Wow. Something good that's on the way to me. Well, you know what, honestly, it is quite perfect because I have found, I have been bound to old, outdated ways of looking at life and things in general. So, and I can see that now. I can look in the mirror and see things that have been tied up in my mind and going everywhere, much like the crows or ravens. I'll say crows, as we have crows in Australia. Much like the crows in that floating around, that all tied her up like that. And if you look at the actual woman in the mirror now, she's looking towards the right, and this is it. I'm looking towards the future. I'm not so much caught up in the past. I'm not even really looking at that reflection in the mirror. So that is something that's good on my way, is that I shall be able to free myself. And actually the interesting thing here as well, oh, excuse me, I don't know if she's sitting, to me it looks like that she is actually sitting in a drum that has been turned upside down. And I just said to my husband, I said to my husband, because my birthday's coming in March, and I said, I want to buy a drum. I want you to buy me a drum. There's a local market here, that an African gentleman who makes genuine, African drums. So he's going to buy me one for my birthday. And I find that's very interesting that, to me, it looks like that she is sitting in a drum, and I have been really called to drumming for quite a while now, and I think I will find my own primal beat in it. Things will be revealed to me once I start, once I get this drum, and I'll be free from the bounds, things that have been tying me up, finally. So yeah, that's quite good. Okay, something you need to accept. And I hope that I've got the fan on because it's stinking hot in here. Hopefully it's not too noisy. So something that I need to accept. Interesting. The Eight of Wands. Something that I need to accept. Beautiful, colourful card, isn't it? It's I'm very surprised I like this deck because it's very, very bright away. It's not something that I normally read with, but by God, it's a fantastic deck. It really is. So when I am looking at this, something that I need to accept. So of course we all know that the Eight of Wands can represent news from afar, from overseas or wherever, or interstate. If we live in Australia, it's a big country. But what I'm really attracted to is all the spirals on the actual wands itself. And to me, that looks like Indigenous artwork. And this is what's been really calling to me, is the Indigenous spirituality of Australia. So, and to need to accept, and I think once I accepted the Australian Wheel of the Year, because, to go back 20 odd years ago, when I first started on my path, when I was exclusively on the witchcraft path, I never practiced Wicca. It didn't pull to me, but I've always been a solitary witch. And the thing that I struggled the most with was a seasonal wheel. I did all the Sabbaths, I used to do all that, celebrate them all, on my own and things like that, but it never quite gelled with me until I discovered the seasonal wheel of the year that's relevant to where I actually live, called the Noongar or Nunya, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right, and I do apologise, it's probably wrong. Then everything's sort of gelled together. So what I need to accept is exactly right. I need to accept where I live. I need to not think about things that are far away. And this has a deeper meaning again, not just for myself, but also for my husband as well, which I'm not going to get into on here. But this card does make sense to me. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I do know what that means even more, but I don't want to get right into it. So something to banish or release. Oh, very, very interesting. Page of Pentacles. Something to banish or release. I know exactly what that is and what it means and who it means, and it's too personal to go into, so I'm just going to leave that to the side. I know exactly what that is. The next question is what you are receiving. So what am I receiving? Four of Wands. I quite like that. And again, look at that. There's another drum and there's dancing. So what I am receiving, I'm receiving messages. I've been having a lot of weird dreams, like really weird dreams. So that's actually a tambourine, not a drum, but it's still something with the hands, isn't it? I'm listening to the beat of my own drum. I'm listening to myself. I'm finding my own stability, because we know the Four of Wands is stability, but what I'm struck by is how in this card it looks very earthy. That the red almost looks like the red dust that we have here in Australia. Even though I'm coastal, I live by the beach, but that really strikes a chord with me. That's saying what I'm receiving is what I'm putting out there. I'm going to get what I'm searching for. I'm going to find that stability, and I think that's fantastic. And I also kind of feel, because there's two friends that are really happy and dancing, and I kind of feel like that's Nina and I as well, because whenever we get together, we have a really good time. We talk about a lot of deep subjects, in regards to spirituality and things like that. Except, of course, for the long hair. I haven't got long hair, but Nina can have that. Well, she can be that one there because she's got the longer hair than me. So yeah, that's really good. Where to put my focus? So where to put your focus moving forwards? That one. Oh, interesting. Nine of Swords. Where to put your focus moving forward. So basically what that's telling me is the past is the past. There's nothing I can do to change it, and to just let it go. Because I have not got any... Interesting. I just noticed in this particular card. Isn't it funny how you can work with the deck and then you just notice things? There's an actual bed head. I don't know if you can see it in the white in the background behind her. There's a very ghostly type of bedhead, and I've been having weird dreams, like really weird dreams, not nightmares. I suppose the only nightmare I would have is when I had a dream of my ex-husband, so that classes as a nightmare. But that's interesting as a pillow in that bed, because I have been having weird dreams. So where to put my focus moving forwards is, yeah, that's right, forget about the past, but it looks like I need to delve into my dreams more closely and see what they are trying to tell me. Have a look at what animals turn up and things like that, of that nature. So that makes perfect sense. I've got to look at what these dreams are telling me. So yeah, that's what I've got to focus on, and also not worrying about the past. And it's quite interesting because today I just received this huge book, Animal Wise by Ted Andrews, absolutely thick. And this is Understanding the Language of Animal Messengers and Companions. And I also got the Animal Speak runes as well to go with it. The reason why I chose this book over there's an actual book called Animal Speak is because the Animal Wise is a revised edition. It's got over 200 animals, and plus it's got the mythological animals as well. So I'm really looking forward to that. I've just got the runes sitting on my altar at the moment, charging. So yeah, that's quite interesting to have that card come up. And so the final card is Advice from Spirit. Advice from Spirit, the Queen of Pentacles. And have a look at that earthy. That's very earthy. And I'm not just saying I'm very drawn to earth, more of an earthy type spirituality. And what I'm really attracted to is the tree branches that are coming out of her head there. I really am looking for that connection to nature even more. And I have to say, with my morning walks, because I actually do a way bigger walk than what I used to, because Oscar, you know, being so small and not being able to walk so far, and of course when he went blind he just didn't enjoy it, stopped it altogether. So I'm actually going for quite bigger walks and really looking around me from the different types of ants on the side. I know now when I walk, I know what type of ants I'm going to cross. There's a certain, what we call them coastal ants. They're very, very tiny. And you go a little bit further on, you get a bit of a bigger ant. Further on again, there's bull ants. So, you know, and different types of bull ants too. So I'm really noticing what's in my surroundings. And when I walked through the park a few weeks back, because I sort of cut through a park once, I could do a big loop of 2 rocks. And I saw a kangaroo just standing there, really, really still, just watching me. We just stood there and looked at each other for a good 5 minutes, and then it turned around and hopped away. So this is absolutely perfect. Advice from Spirit. This is telling me that I am on the right path, that connection to nature that I'm craving. And I've always loved nature. I've always loved it. I've been a big animal lover. You probably all know that now, by now. But this is, even the trees as well, because there's something else that I'm working on. With trees has got a special meaning to me too, but I have to finish it first before I can share that. So that's really great. I'm on the right path. And actually, because, you know, it's funny too, because she looks African, doesn't she? So, you know, I'm going to get a drum, you know, I'm going to get an African drum. I know there's a proper word for it, but I can't think what it's called off the top of my head. So it looks like that I can incorporate all of these things and find a new ecstasy, I suppose, in my spirituality. This is a really, really good spread. I really, really enjoyed doing it. It's really fun to come back and be back on YouTube again. So as far as the content on my channel goes, it's going to be similar, but it's going to be different. But what I'm looking at is probably going to just be doing probably 4 videos a month. I think what happened before is it just became like a job. I was trying to do too much. So I'm just going to restrict doing my videos so that it's still fun, and then I have, you know, hopefully some fresh and exciting things to share with you all. So until next time, this is Tracy.